Hey guys, this is John.
And Austin.
And Patrick.
And this is another episode of the Meatgistics podcast brought to you by Walton. So we're going to start with something a little bit different today. We've got Jason here. He's got the cell phone, and we're going to do a blind ranking of snack stick seasonings. So they're going to give us 5 random snack stick seasonings. Austin and I have to rank them, not knowing what else is on the list. All right, so let's give it a shot. Patrick, what do you got?
Did you cheat? Do you know any of these?
No, I don't know any of them.
Okay.
Number 1.
I don't like that voice.
Let's start with dill pickle.
Next, I'm just going to go straight off the top. Number 1.
Oh, no.
Wow.
No.
Yeah, number 1.
That's your number 1?
There's only probably one other that you would maybe pick that I'd go, okay, that'd be over the top, and I'm willing to put that at number 2.
Dill pickle is great, but I'm going to put it at number 3.
Okay, so they got a 1 and a 3 for dill pickle. I want to make sure I'm logging this.
I feel more confident than you should.
Okay, let's go. Bloody Mary.
See, now you're up. Well, no, you wouldn't put Bloody Mary above that. I'm worried I'm gonna get slammed with something bad at the top. So I'll go. I can't put Bloody Mary above dill. So 4.
I was going to say 4 too.
Okay, cool. We agree.
The 4s have it. Okay, we're moving on to Willie's.
He's doing other things.
No, I'm trying to.
Willie's is number 1. That's easy. That's not a difficult thing. They're keeping track of what we did.
Dude, but that means I have to know. I'm not going to remember. Like, I'll forget in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Like,
oh, you won't remember what you're choosing?
yeah.
Okay. And people say that I'm like that. Squirrel.
Oh, no, I'm really bad.
Yeah, you are way worse
way
if you
bad.
can't remember that.
Willie's is 2. Because it would probably, that's why I said it. The only thing you could put over the top of dill would be Willie's, but I'm okay with putting it at number 2.
Okay.
I'm content with dill 1, Willie's 2.
I mean, Willie's definitely better than dill, but go ahead, Patrick.
Buffalo blue cheese.
Oh. Do we get to add high temp cheese to it, or is it plain? Because that's totally different.
No, it's just plain.
Just plain?
If it was a cheese that we sold, if we still sold the buffalo blue cheese, I'd say yes, but we don't.
Oh,
so no.
I just put like mozzarella in
No.
it, and it would cover enough. It would
then
taste
yes,
enough
you can
like,
add, yes.
Okay, then I would add like mozzarella to it, and I'm going to put it at 3.
All right, that's 5 for me. So the only ones left are what? 4 for you and 2 for me.
No, 5 for me.
Oh,
I
you're
did
5?
4
Okay.
with Bloody Mary.
All right, so what's the last one?
Habanero lime.
Okay, I'm good with that. That's my number 2. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I was really worried you were going to say the honey barbecue, and I hate that one with a passion. So
The habanero lime is, I don't know, it's a hit or miss. It's 5. I'm good with 5.
yeah, it has to be your 5.
It can be good, but it's one of those things I don't want 25 pounds of at one time.
100%.
So that's why I'd probably put it as 5. I still like the flavor, but I would take more of all the rest.
It's almost also got too much smokiness with it somehow. Every time I have it, it's got like a strong smokiness to it. So yeah, whatever.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, there you have it. The official list.
The first time we've tried that.
The 5.
All right. Now no, we can't eat those yet. We have so many things to do. All right. So I've been seeing this thing. It's all over social media, and it is a apparently scientifically accurate test about how much amylase you have in your saliva. Amylase breaks down like starchy foods. So the more you have, the better you are at converting those so you can eat more carbs. So what you do is you take a saltine, you put it in your mouth, and you just leave it there until, nope, just put it in there, until the saltines start tasting sweet. If it's 0 to 14 seconds, you have a high carb tolerance. You can eat over 250 grams a day. 15 to 30 is moderate, and that's 100 to 205. 30 or longer is under 100 carbs a day. Now, here's a problem. I've said this before. I've never noticed these having the slightest bit of sweet taste. So I'm worried that I'm going to be told that I need to be eating even less carbs than I currently am. Patrick, I don't know if you want to mute us, but when we release this, we'll speed this portion up. What do you mean?
You got cough buttons.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, we'll put these in and then we'll speed all this up so nobody's just waiting. Ready? Oh wait, we need a timer. We need a timer going here. Who can get their timer first?
And
not me.
Bam.
All right, ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3, go.
Go hold it. I wish these guys knew this whole podcast is timed. What are we doing again?
Oh,
Until it goes sweet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
But mine has salt on it.
No, I don't know. I don't taste anything. I feel salty.
You need to kick up some saliva.
Did not that sweet for anybody?
I mean, can I?
Wait, are we past time? Like we don't even.
Oh
get
yeah,
to-
we're past this. We're 45 seconds.
I thought that's the point. Like you suck off the salt and then it's kind of
I think
nice.
I think you need to chew something up so there's
Okay.
actually something to.
Yep,
Because
I kind of agree.
the surface is just. It's to be honest, it's a burnt saltine.
There was also a portion there where I was like, "Ooh, is that sweet?" But then my brain was like, "No, that's salty." Patrick,
Yes.
coming at you.
Oh, hit me.
We're gonna try it again. That was such a good toss, and you missed it.
It was. It caught on the
All right,
table.
get a drink.
Right. Hold on.
All right.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I hated that show, but that is a great line. All right, 3, 2.
Wait.
Sorry.
Are you guys going salt side down on the tongue?
I went salt side up, but it matters, doesn't it?
Yeah, I flipped
It
mine
matters.
over midway. I went, hold on. So what's the point?
Absolutely, it matters. Salt side down.
Upside down.
Salt side down.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Go.
I mean, I could say now it's kind of sweet. Yeah. I'm trying to play the game as best possible. 12 for me. Okay. Is it almost how quick it breaks down the salt into a sweetness rather than like you unlocking some secret that we didn't know our mouths had?
Dude, I get nothing.
I think this is the whole thing's a scam.
I get no sweetness whatsoever.
I'm swallowing it. That's
I mean, it's delicious. I love saltines, but
Delicious is a stretch.
when we were just sitting
Fair
here,
point.
like we were just sitting here, like waiting to eat it. My mouth is salivating. 'Cause
Right.
I'm like, I
I
want
want
to eat
that.
that.
because it's got good salt in it. But yeah, no, apparently, Austin, you and I are not supposed to eat more than 100 grams of carbs a day. Patrick is good for 250 or more.
Although it would make
Oh, nice.
sense because I've been on my, well, I don't know, last bit of time here has been just eating.
Trying all
not
sorts of
not
different
eating,
things.
not on purpose. Just I don't know.
Oh, you mean you haven't been keeping to your
I
diet?
haven't been keeping to my
Oh,
diet
okay,
like I
okay.
should the last 4, 5, 6 days. I don't know.
years.
But but like but like the month before that, like I feel and have been doing so much better eating mostly protein.
You look significantly better. I stopped him in his dad's office earlier today and said I liked it better when his love handles overflowed to side because it made me feel less self-conscious about my love handles. I see him straight up and down now. I'm like, nah, that's not working for me. So
Yeah.
I've been injecting fat into your celery sticks. I
don't eat celery, remember?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Terrible. Did you get the reference?
Well, who's eating your celery as well?
Family Guy. Or not Family Guy, American Dad. All right. These are some burgers we made for an upcoming video. They're Hatch green chili with some hot pepper cheese or something like that. I just wanted to eat them.
I love how you asked earlier, like, would you eat buns? And I'm like, yeah, totally. Now after having 2 crackers, I'm all bunned out. I'm like, oh, that's enough bread.
It's amazing with the bun.
It's enough bread for me. I gotta go get a pop in the meanwhile. I don't think I'll be able to bite this.
No, that's fine.
No, I mean I'm not asking permission. I'm letting you know. That's why you won't be hearing me. But thanks, dude.
That's interesting. So, what is this exactly?
Hatch green chili patty mix.
We have. I'm out of the loop. We have a patty mix in that. That's delicious. I will be bringing that home.
We're supposed to have a patty mix of that. You questioning that makes me think, is it actually on the website? Who can get there first?
Bratwurst, marinade.
Do we not
Bacon
carry
ranch
this?
Dude, I don't think we carry it.
This might have been a sample I got.
It's probably a sample you got. It's delicious, though. We should carry it.
Flip, are you listening? When you listen to this, order the Hatch green chili patty mix from Excalibur.
This isn't a live stream, by the way.
Yeah, he listens to the podcast.
I know. You said it like he's like listening right now.
Oh, you're saying it'd be quicker just to email him?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't stock it. My bad, guys. Sorry. This is also at 10% overuse because I wanted it to look really dramatic. So I wanted to have more pieces of Hatch green chili.
Normally, if you overuse, you'd be concerned about salty. Not concerned about salty.
Mm-mm.
It is warm. Like you need to. It's not burning hot, but it is It's very warm. It just fills your mouth with a nice resonating heat.
I forgot we have our mute buttons now, so when I'm chewing, I should be holding that down. Yes, exactly like that. So that we can stop chewing in your guys' ears, hopefully in the future. All right. For this next little bit, I want Patrick to be in the room, so I'll jump ahead to something. So your sister's been back about a week and a half now. 2 weeks?
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Something like that.
2 weeks. Yeah, actually, exactly 2 weeks.
We, on Monday, she had Chase cut up a post or a video for like an individual post on the patty maker. She sends me a text message that night that's like, hey, check how this is doing on TikTok. And it had 80,000 views like 4 hours after it was posted. The very first thing I see when I pulled that up, and I called her and I was like, how dare you, is in the bottom right-hand corner was our logo spinning.
Yes.
Why would you do that to me? And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you know what that. So, but it wasn't that. It's that we used original audio. So it's playing like a record. So
that's the default
still,
TikTok thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Still no spinning logo for you.
I don't know. I think it qualifies.
But it ended up with, it's like our second most popular TikTok and it's our most popular Instagram post of all time. So if you are following our social media, as I imagine you are, if you're listening to this podcast, we have a lot of new, interesting things going on. They wouldn't even have heard that.
From down there?
Yeah.
I bet they would have.
No. You looked at me like weird as you were doing it. If you had just ignored it, they wouldn't even have known. He used his mute button to great effect there, but then betrayed himself with his eyes. Oh. But anyways, our social media should have a vast improvement.
Whatever, someone just touched something and it sounds crappy now. There you go.
How is it?
Better.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
I wonder if it's because it's touching the metal tumbler.
Oh, no, too.
Yeah,
My
get
hands.
the tumbler out of there.
The tumbler was there to keep it from falling off.
I should just be like, every time Austin talks, like, oh, there it is again. I don't know. Something's going on.
That super annoying noise is back.
Oh, man.
Great.
What do you think of that burger?
I'm more concerned how you asked it more than anything. Like a trembling, scared man. Don't go in the cabin, no. He's in the back seat.
All right, what do you think of that?
It's really good.
Because we don't stock this, apparently.
I like it.
I don't know where that goes, but it's up high on my favorite patty mix as well. That is delicious.
It's no portobello mushroom and nacho. And
absolutely is better than that.
That was fantastic.
Oh, did not like that one at all. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to let you think about it for a while. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to explain how we got to this question. Okay? Can you boil water in a submarine? In a submarine. Now, listen. We're redoing our cheese video. So I'm just trying to be as thorough as possible. And I was thinking about like, well, water boils at a lower temperature the higher the altitude is, but it takes longer to cook because it can't get as high. It would kind of make sense that cheese would also melt at a lower temperature at higher altitude, right? So I was just looking through things like that. And we started the conversation in there. Patrick correctly identified that Pat had his headphones on. As I asked, he goes, no, you got to ask that again. Get him on this. He'll love this. And Pat dove into it. He was very, very thorough on that. But we then started thinking, okay, well, so that means at lower sea level, lower, whatever, it's harder to boil water. So what about when we're way minus sea level? So what do you think?
Oh, yeah, it'll boil just fine.
Why?
Why? Because you're in a pressurized system.
The submarine doesn't know it's underwater.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah. If you were non-pressurized, I mean, yeah, you'd have a problem. You'd have a problem anyways, but
the first thing that came up was, yeah, of course you can. That's how a nuclear reactor works, is by boiling water to create steam. And I said, that's whole
Here we go.
That's the whole point of a nuclear reactor. Patrick took extreme.
I said that's not the whole point.
And he said it very aggressively.
It has something to do with probably energy.
It's like, and yes.
But he never agreed. John once he's like, someone's trying to call me wrong. But I'm like, no. We could both be right in that situation. I'm just saying the way that you meant the main mechanism is like to create steam, but the whole purpose of it is probably to like control energy and use that thusly.
But again, like it creates energy by just boiling water. That's really all it is.
So then I Googled that, and then I go, well, I just to learn about it, not to like be able to argue with John or anything. So then I was like, okay, well then who's the guy that even came up with this nuclear energy, fission anyway? So then then 1803, I read about how he came upon that discovery. He had to make his own glass tubes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, so every guy that just wanted to have a thesis or whatever, a working thing in chemistry back then, just had to be a great glass blower and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I stopped looking there. I was like, okay, whatever. But then what are we even talking about?
Well,
again?
then Patrick says he's not even sure he believes in nuclear reactors.
Oh, yeah. I hit a wall. I go, you know what? Keep your secrets. It's not. I don't even think I believe in nuclear or whatever to begin with.
Now we think under every nuclear power plant, they're just burning a bunch of wood to make heat to steam up the water.
No, that's not even real.
That's too much.
LED skies. That's what I'm on. OLED.
He's gone. We're never going to get him back from this one.
Nope.
All right. We don't have it because Allie had to leave early today, but Chase, Allie, and I took a great picture yesterday, which is,
just so conveniently leaves me out. Cool.
Did they tell you about it?
No, I just think it's funny. You're like, everyone, let me list people next door besides Patrick.
It's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. We just never actually did it.
It is a great photo, though.
You did see it?
I did see that. I'm hearing a buzz again. Nope,
Hey.
There it goes away.
Okay.
Were you touching something?
Yeah.
That's
So,
all it takes, man.
okay.
Blaming me.
No. Listen, what we'll do is we'll get these fixed and we'll get them up under here so that they're not loose and around. We'll get that fixed. I'm not worried about that.
Did you happen to press it though?
Oh no, I'm sure I hit it.
Okay.
I'm 100% sure I hit it. I lost it.
No, you're making the noise again.
Right now?
There. That's good.
Okay, so it is just loose connections then.
Okay, cool. We could probably fix it.
Okay, yeah, we can
Or
work on that.
this. I mean, this is running.
Nah, it's not that.
Nah.
It's probably that.
No, my idea, not yours.
It's probably that.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay, that is it. We'll
I
just unplug
specifically said power on top of the cord. Did I not say that before?
You were very explicit before things started. Power cords, and that was a power cord, and it was touching it. I don't know how John didn't make the
Did it
connections.
anyways. Oh no, I saw it. I just was
Did
like
you-
that.
Did you not assume that's your nuclear fission?
That's not it.
That's his nuclear power. That's not
It's
real.
not that.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
glad this
God.
came full circle.
Okay. But we had all of our snack sticks that are in our freezer out here. Well, not even all, like half of them. And it just made this huge pile. And Patrick's like, oh, you should go get Allie and Chase and have them take like some social media stuff for this.
Hold on, if you just pause for a second. There's a million times I'm just like, that'd be great for social media over the years. And Sean's like, nah, I don't think I want to. But this one is a great. He's like, yeah, you know what? No, take the compliment.
Yeah.
Now he finally says, you know what? We better do that. So,
Listen,
yeah.
I never claimed to be good at social media.
No.
Yeah.
But the swing, I mean, you got to swing and miss, but you're not even swinging, man. You're staring at that.
I'm trying
that
to walk.
Cold strike 3. Oh, dude, the count's 0-2.
This is
Trying to
Moneyball.
walk.
We're just trying to get on base.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get on base.
That's a good point.
So we took. I laid on the island, and we took all the packages of snack sticks.
You laid on the island.
On the island. I built it. It's very sturdy. It was never going to fall. I've stood on
What
this
was
so many times.
What was your Donald Trump cadence right there for? I built very sturdy. In fact, I've laid on this.
Many people say it's the best.
I built this by hand.
So we took all the packages and we covered up all of me but my face. We just took a picture of me peeking out through snack sticks everywhere.
Looks
So-
like young Al Capone hanging out.
I even got one of them and had a cigar in my mouth like that. So anyways,
That's gonna be good.
I think that's pretty funny. Also, Patrick wanted me to bring up the fact that when somebody looks at something and says that, oh my God, that makes me hungry, he gets like murderously angry. He literally mind
I
choking
didn't go,
people.
hey, John, you know what you should bring up on the podcast? No, this organically, I go, God, speaking of, you know what really, what did I say?
Grinds my gears.
Yeah, I go, you know what really pets my peeves is when someone's, not only says pet peeve, but when so from a young age, like kindergarten, first, second, someone would be eating breakfast, or I guess what I'm more mad at is someone's talking about food or like told a story and, oh, but my grandma has the best cinnamon roll. Oh, but my grandma has, oh, now I'm hungry. Oh, now I'm mad at you. Oh, gee. And I go, I think I want to hurt that person. Oh, now you're. Oh, geez. Oh, now I want that, and it's your fault. Okay, I know you're just trying. You probably A, suck at flirting, and B, you just don't know how to talk to people in a room, and you think you have the attention. And I'm beyond it. I'm past it.
You're done with it.
It's very middle school to me, and I'm over it. So.
And then he said, "Please bring this up on the podcast." All right, real quick, would you buy meat from Aldi's?
I do all the time.
Yeah. Okay, you do all the time, right?
Yeah.
Have you guys seen?
And by the way, there's no S. It's just Aldi for everyone that always says it.
Seriously?
I think so.
I don't think there's an S.
Speaking of my peeve pets, right there.
Wow.
That's how I can tell the poor people from real people. Like you come from money, so you add the S. Anyone who adds
The way you said that though makes it that poor people aren't real people.
Oh, wow, I think you're.
That's what you said.
No, that's
You said the
hold on.
separate the
Now
poor.
you're saying that's what I said.
That is.
But those words didn't leave my mouth.
Okay, I inferred it.
Okay,
Fair enough.
Thank
All right,
you.
but look at the picture here. That is the ground beef that sparked an outrage or whatever online. Would you eat that or not?
That's a good segment.
Would
you eat
Would
this?
you eat this or not?
To be honest, I would probably just go off of what's
The
the
sell-by date.
what's the date
Mhm.
and does it look slimy
And the smell.
I would if it was in my fridge and looked that way, I'd probably be like, it's gonna be okay. See if it's slimy, see if it smells. At the store, I would probably look for a more red one, just because, like, well, there's a chance that is bad, because without smelling it or knowing if it's slimy,
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I mean, color.
it could be totally fine.
I mean, this might just be something that wasn't treated with carbon monoxide, right? Because that's what they do with a lot of this.
Or nitrogen,
Or nitrogen or something.
gas flush.
But here's the weird thing. This happened in Australia, and there were a lot of comments that were like, "Well, congratulations. That's what meat looks like when they're not adding food dye."
no, it's not food dye.
Oh my good Lord. We brought this up once before. Thank you, Patrick. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Focus back on me. Don't worry about that. I don't even remember where I was. I'm so excited to talk about that.
Okay, food dye.
I think they can add food dye to ground beef in Australia
What?
because there were a ton of comments on that.
I think people are just that misinformed.
Maybe. Or maybe they do something different in Australia. In the U.S., you cannot.
No. Yeah, that's
You can't even add water to ground beef in the U.S. It is just ground beef. And if they add anything else, it has to be called something else.
uh-huh.
I have no idea.
It's from France. Anything else is actually.
Oh, he's doing the champagne.
Champagne,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's get to this. This is from Dave's Killer Bread. It's an organic.
Sounds like you're gonna vomit over there.
It's an organic seeded bread. I hate seeded bread in general. Just
Oh, I'm a fan.
ugh.
Gives a gourmet vibe to it.
I don't like the.
The best bread is just your cheap Walmart grape value.
That's not
white
accurate
bread.
at all.
Walmart.
The best bread is
you know,
the bread your wife made
You know-
with.
You know what I trust? My bread from a place where they sell TVs and tires. No, dude, I'm not buying groceries from Walmart. Get out of here. They sell gas too. Like, come on. There's just you can't be an expert at everything, you know.
If you're just looking for just like a plain sandwich bread, like if you're doing like, yeah, my wife makes really good sourdough. If you're doing something else with bread, I would rather have that. But I just look. This is just sandwich bread. to
Okay.
me. This is not like it's not good bread.
I want you to verify that there's clearly this has been opened and two pieces have been taken out because you can see how
I
these
think
don't
so.
line
I
up,
think
right?
so.
Yeah.
Okay. The sell by date on this, which is organic, was February.
24th.
It has not grown a spot of mold on it.
That's good. How long has it been sealed up?
Since then.
So I bought
And
it.
it's been
So I got it like a few days prior to that date. Like it was a good price. And you know how you accidentally buy it and you go, oh, I probably should have checked that date. I go, I got about 5 days on this bread. But knowing it's bread and like I go, probably a week, right? Who's going to even want it after that? So I take probably, if you're like anyone else, you buy everything to make like 45 sandwiches, end up having 2 over a span of like a week, right? So I'm left over with that. But the very next day from buying that, I believe I had a sandwich.
Right.
So it's been sealed up since then, about a week before that sell-by date.
In his drawer, which is there, no light gets in there.
No, yeah.
And it's cool-ish, I guess.
I'll have to ask the person in there, but yeah.
I don't buy that it's organic. There's got to be some preservative in there.
Just Well,
or an organic preservative?
enzymes.
It was hard to say.
Wouldn't that help break down a product?
Enzymes.
Yeah.
You would think.
Organic acerola cherry powder.
I don't think. How is that a preservative though? That's probably added for coloring.
I don't know.
anything.
I just don't know what it is.
I mean, cherry powder is used as a sodium erythorbate replacement in a natural product, quote unquote.
I don't know. I mean, in theory, mold's only going to grow if it's in the environment. So if it was packaged in a very clean environment, when bread was taken out of it, if everything was clean,
All right, so
I mean, it could last a long time.
maybe that's the takeaway from that is Dave's Killer Bread has phenomenal processing area cleanliness.
I've got
Well, this is going back into his thing.
We'll see
And
how
we will
long it
occasionally
lasts.
bring that out to see how it's doing.
So I've been, I won't say exactly where or what, because I love their stuff, but I don't get stuff from them much anymore because it molds quickly. But which I know then their sanitation is not good. But
Yeah.
there's a place in town that I've gotten like homemade tortillas and homemade chips and stuff from,
Okay.
and they're delicious. I love that stuff, but I don't get it anymore because I had it a couple times where like 2 days after I got it, like it is covered in mold. And you know that the packaging sanitation environment was not good. Someone was probably doing it without gloves.
Right.
Something along those lines. They make a great product. I won't buy from them anymore because of the cleanliness. The product itself was not bad. Had guaranteed nothing to do with the product. It was the packaging process that just screwed things up, and there was loads of mold in there.
It's not Mama Lupe's, is it?
No, it's like a
It's like a local place. Okay.
Local.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Mama Lupe's is Wichita.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, but they're not. I don't think you can like go to Mama Lupe's and buy tortillas. But they are good tortillas.
Mhm.
I like them.
That's cool.
All right. Moving on. Facebook banned Range 54.
What?
Yep. They sent me an email today. For those of you who are not in the Wichita area, Range 54 is a fairly well-known shooting range down on Kellogg, which is like kind of the main highway in Wichita. They're a great place. I've gone and picked up 2 guns I've won there. They have a really nice shooting range, good instructors, friendly staff. So if you're in the Wichita area and you want to help fight back against that, go look up Range 54 Safe. That's their like backup account, and people will subscribe to that.
It looks like they might be back. Maybe they got it figured out.
No, so when I say banned, is that from today? Is that post from today?
No.
Yeah, they got locked out,
Oh.
so they will not let them back into their account or post anything. They didn't delete it. They locked them out of it
Did they say why?
because it's gun stuff and Facebook hates guns.
Man, that's dumb.
Yeah, I mean that's the way of the world right now.
That sucks.
Okay. I'm going to run through a couple of articles. Do you have anything else before we get to Meat Matters?
Nope.
Let me just quickly look through them. I hear your stomach. Okay. I'm jumping back real quick. We were talking about this as you walked in. An employee who's worked here 6 months asked me today, as I was getting onto a phone call with Rosario, said, John, do you season the steak or the cutting board? And I didn't have time to properly berate him, so I'm going to take that time now. No, I'm just kidding. I get what he was saying, but why would you season the cutting board if you got the steak right there? Apply seasoning directly to steak. I don't care. There's going to be like a fancy, no, it's actually better if you do this because it blah, 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 blah. No, put it on the steak.
Well, my defense to that would be, what do you do with like, you put seasoning on and the stuff that falls off hits the sides? I always take the steak and like pat.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
What about the edges? It's almost easier to do the edges by just pouring it on the cutting board and then patting it. Otherwise, you're like
I don't think
you
you
dump
need
you dump 90%.
You don't need
Don't
to
make
season
it
the edges. We don't need to season the edges.
Nah,
We're taking
I
it too
do.
far. at
Nah,
that
I
point.
do. Yeah.
Even still, with your new reduced salt.
Oh, I don't do reduced salt. You kidding me? I probably do more salt than I've ever done.
What?
Yeah, that's why I
thought
had
you were
the.
doing like serious reduced salt.
I was
that's
doing
why I
reduced
had
salt
to-
for a while, and then
That's why I had to make those pork butts with that terrible
no,
low salt seasoning.
Trying to do like lower on the other stuff that's in it.
Oh, salt wasn't the big one on
Garlic,
that.
onion, spice.
Gotcha,
Should
gotcha,
not
gotcha.
eat that hatch green chili. That's
Oh,
not good for me.
delicious.
That was I ate the whole thing. It was
Right.
delicious, but that's not good for me. But whatever. I also look at it and I'm like, the protein counteracts the rest of it. It's
Yeah.
fine. But trying to not do as intense of flavors.
Okay.
Trying to let my stomach kind of heal But
This is
salt wise though, that's why I had the mineral salt on my
the
desk.
Baja salt.
Yeah, I've been using a ton of that.
You want to talk about that real quick?
Sure.
What is behind it?
Oh, just it's a different type of salt that it like what is like when people say salt is bad for you, my understanding of it is like table salt. Table salt, not good, not necessarily good for you. Not necessarily bad for you. It depends, but you can have too much of it.
Is that from how it's produced, or because I mean, I've always just heard that salt is bad for you, and I never agreed or believed any of that. I was like, whatever.
I don't know.
If you have severe hypertension, then yes. But for every normal people, salt's fine for you.
I'm not an expert, so
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
hear what I'm saying and then do your own research on it.
But the Baja,
like a mineral salt, like Baja salt, I've been using that. It's only like, I don't know, 70% salt.
Okay.
Like the rest of it is magnesium, potassium, trace minerals.
Cobalt.
There's a list of like 80 things that's in it. That makes up the rest. And the rest of that is really what is beneficial for your body.
Okay.
And the salt is what too much of that, the sodium chloride they can get bad, but the rest of the trace minerals is what you really need. So I use a ton of that. For a few weeks there, I was seasoning like meat and stuff, just salt, because I was trying to just cut out everything, protein only, no extra flavors. And I would just...
Not even pepper?
I didn't use pepper.
Just salt.
I just was throwing salt and salt and salt and salt on things because I still like flavor. And so I refuse to be bland. So put enough salt on it and you enhance flavor.
I should take back what I said about salt's fine for everybody. You were using too much salt on stuff.
I was also using just regular table salt. So
yeah.
I really don't use much regular table salt.
Okay. Is there a name for like what you're trying to do?
No.
So it's just something that you and Jenny have researched. Let's be honest, probably Jenny, and has told you like, hey, do these.
Some of it like one of the things I'm supposed to be doing is like eating low FODMAP. Do you know what that is? I don't either. But that's why
FODMAP? Oh,
FODMAP.
Yeah. My Lisa was into that.
But there's like too much of the stuff that I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
And it's stressful to try to figure it out. That's why I'm doing my own thing. I'm like high protein only, because that is fine. It works great. But that's
fermented oligarchs, disaccharides, and monosaccharides, and polyols. Okay. Short chain carbohydrates that the small intestine absorbs poorly.
So there's like different things that I'm like, that, yeah, doctor was like, do this. And I just look at it and I'm like, I don't get it. Right. So I'm supposed to be doing certain things, but I'm just making up my own that still fits those guidelines, but then I don't have to work about all. Which is always what you should
do with doctors, is just do whatever you want instead of what they say.
I'm still within the guidelines. It's like, oh, you could eat carbs, but only eat like this carb, but not that carb, but this type, and only this way if it's cooked. Like there's just stuff that I'm like, I don't want to mess with that. Right. So I just eat protein and I'm happy.
You say you got your 7-month nutrition degree? Like, that's not, stop telling me what to do. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's interesting because you definitely look better. Your face is way less puffy. So that's awesome.
Sweet.
Cool. You're feeling better?
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome thing.
Minus the horrible stuffy nose that everyone's listening.
Yeah, but everybody's got, like, that's going through the front office right now.
Yeah.
Luckily, I think we've stopped it from getting into my room. But, like, if you walk through there, you'll hear a sniffle. No,
just gonna cough on you really hard.
You'll hear people sniffling. And so, real quick, do you want to come in on Saturday? I'm having Nick Hoffman from Nick's Wild Ride. We're gonna finish up at Bustaclay. Then we're gonna come in here. We're gonna record a processing video where he and I are gonna make a cured product, which probably means I have to create some cured product ahead of time because we won't have time to smoke it, obviously. Anyways, don't worry about that. And then we're going to record a podcast after. I'm 100% okay doing it by myself. Just want to know if you wanted to come in.
I don't know. I have to look at my schedule.
Okay.
I don't know that far ahead.
It won't be till probably 6 or so that we record the podcast, and then I'm going to take them out to dinner. Okay.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Meat Matters. I'm going to just talk about a couple quick articles here. Yogurt-covered pretzels recalled in California after finding salmonella. Aldi recalls Happy Farms cream cheese because of salmonella. What the? You're going to say that word from now on? Frito-Lay recalls Sun Chips because of...
Salmonella.
Say it again.
Salmonella.
Recall impacts 5 Kansas
Salmonella.
stores. And then chia
Salmonella.
seeds from Walmart also. So that got me thinking, like, because I just keep seeing this and seeing this and seeing this. But is it that type of, is it the blue car syndrome where I see one story and then I just see a ton of them? So,
Oh yeah, some of that's just the media. The media, once the media latches onto something, then people look for it for a while because can they make it into something, and it creates a trend. So it may just be like, hey, maybe there's not a whole lot more than normal, but someone wrote a story about one, and someone else was like, I heard something, and so they write a story, and it just
sees that I've clicked on those stories, so it keeps feeding me more.
true.
But salmonella illness can be serious. The symptoms usually start 6 hours to 6 days after infection.
6 days.
I know. They include diarrhea, which can be bloody, fever, and stomach cramps. Most people recover with 4 to 7 days without antibiotic treatment, but some people with severe diarrhea may need to be hospitalized or take antibiotics. Salmonella is a bacteria that is gram-negative. I had to look that up because I just kind of thought it meant a cell is less than a gram, or less than a gram of it can get you sick. But it means that it doesn't retain this violet stain that they use to differentiate bacteria. So I don't know why they even mentioned that. So then I started thinking, like, is there a major problem in our food supply chain? And I found this list from the CDC. That's an outbreak involving salmonella. And if you look at 2024 so far, that's linked to food, it's really just 2 big ones. And then these other ones will come out. But look at 2021. If you click on 2021 there, that list is huge. We had salami sticks, seafood, onions, Italian-style meats, prepackaged salads, frozen cooked shrimp, raw frozen bread, cashew brie. Brie is a cheese. How are we having cashew cheese? That doesn't make any sense. And ground turkey. So by comparison, now, real quick, we're not going to go over them, but look at 2018.
Oh,
So by comparison, this is not a bad year for salmonella outbreaks. So if you're seeing a bunch of those, don't freak out. There's nothing wrong with our food supply chain. It's just you're seeing more of it because either the media wants you to, or I don't know.
man, some of that's just like scary to an extent. Like 2018, Kellogg's Honey Smack cereal. Like, come on.
How does that happen?
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like, I expect to get like salmonella if I'm eating something that's raw, but that's a post-cooked, processed, ready-to-eat food.
Salmonella is present in like 20% of all packaged chicken. So they're like, nope, you got to cook it to 165 and kill it, because otherwise we'd never sell any of that. Now, also, one of the short courses I went, am I going to short course this year? I guess not.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess not. One of the short courses I went to, the professor said salmonella gets, a lot of headlines because it's more common, but you could ingest 100 cells of salmonella, and most likely, if you're healthy, you're not even going to notice it. He said, but E. coli, it's like if you get 10 E. coli cells in your body, you're in for a real bad time, and good possibility of a hospital trip for normal people. Let's backtrack real quick here, because I made these. First of all, I'm loving these black bags. I think we need to break them into retail packages, 100 counts. Maybe just start with this one that I've already opened, because I've already opened a case of these. Maybe just start with those and see if they sell.
Maybe we could try.
You don't seem. He's not thrilled by my idea.
I don't know. I just if commercial wise, like, I kind of use that as like the benchmark for what we're gonna do, and I guess we haven't had them a super long time,
right?
But if commercial sales like was
Did you see that?
Shout out. If commercial sales like were just huge on it, I'd be like, oh yeah, absolutely. But
it looks so much better.
It does. I think it's awesome. But
I think it'll pick up on commercial eventually.
Will people pay a little bit more?
They're so much less expensive than they used to be. These are. All right, take a bite of that and then tell me what you think the seasoning is and what you think it is in general. Like, tell me what you think about it. And to prevent you from being mean, look me directly in the eyes while you're saying these things. Did you forget we have a mute button now?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's going to take some getting used to. It'll be easier once I have them mounted underneath the table. Then we might even be able to do it with your knee. Chew, chew, chew.
God, it's like super silent.
Well, he didn't take that big a bite. He took a huge bite. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have any idea what flavor that is.
Really?
It's good,
Okay.
but
You should have had them warm. They were amazing warm.
I don't know. If you tell me what it is, I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. But I can't pick out like the overwhelming.
It is, I made it out of beef.
Is it fajita?
Ah, good job. I thought giving you the beef
It tastes
prod
like,
might help.
yeah, it tastes like there's like,
Green peppers.
yeah, peppers in it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this is
That's
excellent.
what that is.
I love this.
It's very good.
And right out of the smoker, they were incredible.
What's the cheese? Hot pepper?
Just regular. I didn't want to put ghost pepper in. I figured that might muddy up the taste.
That's really good as a beef stick.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
There are some seasonings, this one and hot buffalo wing, which I 100% will say are better as beef than they are with pork. There's just something about those two flavors specifically. Maybe we should do an entire segment or entire series of just quick reviews of this is better with beef, this is better with pork, this is better with elk or wild game. Is there something there or no?
Could be. Yeah, because I think there's definitely certain proteins that are better with certain flavors.
Taco, I think, is better with deer. The deer taco sticks we made, some of my favorite sticks I've made. And then pepperoni with goose.
Talk about wild.
Was there more coming?
Taco.
Oh, that wasn't bad. Taco about wild.
The other thing I always forget because I do pork so much because I'm
Mhm.
just like pork fat's better, pork is cheaper, let's do pork. But the beef texture is just better.
Denser.
I should do more where I just do like a beef stick with like 25% pork fat.
Yeah.
That's the best.
I didn't
It's gotta be
even
the best.
add sure gel to these. And I mixed them by hand.
Not bad.
Like a real man. All right. Highlights from USDA's beef pork forecasts, including first look at 2025. So the USDA raised its 2024 beef production forecast 139 million pounds from last month on expectations of higher slaughter during the second half of the year and heavier carcass weights. Beef production is still expected to decline 1.4% from last year. The USDA raised its 2024 beef exports $13 million. This is just exports from last month. Those shipments are expected to decline 7.2% from a year ago. They lowered its 2024 average cash per steer price down to $183.51, down $1.50 from last month. But that would still be up $7.97 from last year. So that's awesome news. What I don't know is that the ranchers getting paid that, or is that the feedlot getting paid that when they sell it to the slaughterhouse? I have a feeling it's the feedlot. Right?
I don't know.
Well, if it's $183 that they're getting per head, then that's a pretty big increase over what ranchers were supposedly getting like 2 years ago. You're looking up something. Okay. While you're doing that, I'll go on. The USDA lowered its 2024 pork production forecast 26 million pounds from last month, though output is supposed to be up 2.8%. So basically, the beef and the cattle markets are completely inverted right now. One is looking like, hey, we're going to have some decreases, but it'll be better than last year. And the other one's looking the exact opposite. Like last year was terrible, but this year is looking better. So, don't know.
Interesting.
But it did get me thinking, what are they using to create these forecasts, right? And I'm sure there's probably an entire not even course, an entire line of study you can take at K-State that's like the economics of agriculture, right? Like I'm sure of that. But I did find this. It was this USDA baseline projections sheet. And if you go over to livestock, 'cause it's going to start you out in crops, and you scroll down, you'll see that they're kind of wildly optimistic about some of this stuff turning around real soon. Like it looks like second half of 2025, they expect everything to go up except for the prices. Those are all going to be down. And some of those lines are pretty radical vertical numbers.
I like the look at the price chart.
Yeah. I mean, as consumers, we like that. If we're in the beef industry, we probably don't like that. But I don't really.
I mean, in theory, I don't know. In theory, it's fine. The price can go down, and everybody can still make more money if you're selling more and it's cheaper to produce, and like people aren't having loss because of the drought and whatnot. So if you're not losing on different things like that, your margin can be less on other stuff. So
for sure. Chicken farmers stuck with uncertainty, massive loans in the wake of Tyson Foods closure. Good article, very long. We're just going to skim, talk about a few things in it. Basically, it's following the story of like one guy, and he was just about to buy another poultry farm, and he got called by somebody with Tyson saying, "Hey, we're not buying chickens anymore." So it closed down multiple plants, and there are hundreds of poultry farmers out there right now who have either nothing to do with their poultry or poultry barns that are completely empty and still owe on those loans. So just a good time to remember that working with the big four is not always in your best interest.
There's got to be like the ability to do something with those though, because it's not like unless I'm wrong, I don't think chicken consumption is going down that much.
No, chicken continues to climb.
So it's just getting shuffled somewhere.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, something could still be done. It's just you may not have the convenience of the Tyson plant right down the road. You may have a logistical challenge of finding where are they going to.
Yeah. But
there's still got to be a way to do something.
I want to know what he did with all those chickens that he had already hatched and was growing. And Tyson said they weren't going to, because
how do you not have that under contract?
One thing you could do, I don't think it's a futures. I don't think chickens, it's not like pork. I don't think. I could be wrong.
I mean, are you talking that type of volume though? There's no way I'd be running not on a contract or some type of blanket
legal
order
agreement.
I don't know.
No, what you could do with it is fake in H1N1 outbreak and just slaughter all of them. Go, oh no, there's this avian flu's back.
Maybe you could just free them and they'd slowly evolve back into
dinosaurs?
Prairie chickens.
Oh, I was thinking dinosaurs.
The prairie chickens in Kansas are
they're gone for the most part. Yeah. Every year I get my prairie chicken stamp. I've never seen them.
Are you serious?
Never seen them.
Why do you get this stamp?
This is $1.
Okay.
And if I happen to see one, then I can shoot it.
Okay.
What was it? There was something in. Yeah, it's gone. But yeah, so just if you start seeing some uncertainty in the chicken prices or some volatility in chicken prices, that's what it is. All right, moving on to wild card. Wolf found dead in Colorado, likely killed by a mountain lion. So one of those 10 wolves that they, this wants me to disable my ad blocker.
Napoleon, like anyone could even know that. Like, how do they know the mountain lion? Oh, claws.
Well, in the article, it says that there's puncture wounds to the head that's consistent with how a mountain lion would attack. The default in this glass of milk is the cow got into an onion patch.
I have claws, Greg.
All right, so we can't get to that. Oh, you did get to it. Mine kept saying it wanted me to disable my ad blocker.
There's a little button that
puncture
said continue
wounds
without
to the
disabling.
neck.
I didn't see that.
Are you sure that Chupacabra didn't get it?
You don't know. It could be.
Yeah.
You ever heard the theory that the Chupacabra is actually the Tasmanian tiger? There was a breeding population being shipped over to the Bronx Zoo. That ship crashed, and both of those escaped. So there might be a small population. Do you
so
know
like
the Tasmanian tiger?
The storyline to the new Halloween movie is also what happened.
I
The
don't know.
Tasmanian tiger. They were shipping him to a different jail, and
And
the
he got
bus
away.
crashed, and he
Sure.
got out, and he started killing people.
Have you ever seen a Tasmanian tiger though?
I've seen a Tasmanian devil.
Nope. Am I wrong saying it? Yeah, it's Tasmanian tiger. It's a very weird and specific looking creature, and you could think like, yeah, that is kind of what you hear about the chupacabra. Like it looks like it's got no skin. It's very dog-like, but also kind of
Oh yeah,
Little
that's
hyena in
exactly every time what
Right?
they confuse.
so. That's
for.
an interesting
It's called a
idea.
thylacine or something. Also,
that's it.
Commonly known as the Tasmanian tiger or Tasmanian wolf, is an extinct carnivorous marsupial that was native to the Australian mainland and the islands of Tasmania and New Guinea.
But apparently, wolves have taken to harassing mountain lions, where they're literally chase it so much that that mountain lion will kill an extra elk or deer or something and leave it, so that the wolves will just eat that and leave it alone.
Quit making fun of me.
No, they just.
Here, eat this.
But
God,
this
leave
is
me alone.
proof that the mountain lions in Colorado are like, no, we've had no wolves so long that I'm just going to attack you.
Here,
And if you want
leave me alone.
proof that the mountain lion is at the top of the food chain in Colorado, it's killing wolves. So
I thought the
I mean,
wolves
wolves
would
an
be at the
apex
top.
predator, but if it gets one of them one-on-one, it's not even a remote fight.
I would not have guessed that.
You would have thought a wolf could take a mountain lion?
Yeah.
For sure. They're
No
tall.
way.
I thought they're tall.
How big is a mountain lion?
Like 220 pounds of pure muscle, like a huge tom.
You're selling it like you're like the
I'm not going to go quite as far that that's as stupid as thinking a silverback gorilla can beat up a grizzly bear. But you guys are dancing on that edge.
You sound like Don King talking about Mike Tyson in his prime. You go, he's the greatest. I mean, listen, why he is, but he could also, he's gotten got by Buster Douglas. So it's not like.
Or somebody's ear.
Oh, I saw footage prior to that, before the ear thing, that was never shown, but he got low blowed like 6 times in a row.
Did
leading
he
up to
really?
that. Yeah, he really did.
By Holyfield?
By Holyfield.
I never thought of Holyfield as a dirty fighter.
They slow. We have the privilege of 4K slow
Yeah,
motion
yeah.
now, but yeah, it hit low, and he even looked. He looked at the ref, said, "What? You're not gonna?"
Yeah.
And then he did it immediately again, and then that's when he grabbed him up, and then
him,
just
bit him.
said, "Nick."
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the first nick at the ear, though. Of course, so that fight. So
He'd been whispering sweet nothings into
Yeah.
his ear before then. What are you looking up?
mountain lion size, probably.
So,
Yeah.
okay. So wolves. No, this is, I don't know. According to Bing, 40 to 175 pounds for a wolf.
Yeah. And a 175 pound is like, well, a 220 pound mountain lion, like that's as big as.
Yeah, there's Wikipedia was saying mountain lions are like 100 for a female up to like 120, it said like 125 normally.
Yeah.
But like up to like 210 was like their like upper
Yeah,
side. But
We've shown the picture before. The guy was walking down the trail, and it's like,
there's footage of wolves
the
versus
path,
mountain lions.
and there's a little clearing, like very tiny, and the mountain lion is like its paws are lower,
Oh, man.
so all its weight is on its front arms, and just the muscles in its shoulder are unbelievable. So yeah, they would absolutely tear a single wolf.
I want you guys to like watch this video of this mountain lion trying to fend off these wolves, and I want you to do like VO for it. Like,
Well, yeah, no. Get away from me! Listen, a mountain or a wolf is an apex predator because it hunts in a pack, right? I mean, wolves chase bears off their kills sometimes. So, all right.
I feel like you were an annoying child. Did you know that wolves were apex predators?
I'm still
They
the
love-
same
they
way,
love-
and he loves me now.
No,
so-
but you being 9 years old, I'm like, all right, get out of here, kid. Jesus, leave me alone.
no, I had older siblings and a bunch of older cousins.
kept you in check.
I was told to be quiet quite often.
You're like me. We now get to talk.
Yeah.
And we
So
have to,
just-
we go, no, you can't say that to people. You have to listen to me.
Airborne meats are making their mark across MLB. Have you seen this?
huh?
Okay, go down, scroll. The video got pulled, or you're blocking it somehow. Basically, at
It's a red band trailer.
at one of these parks, they put little parachutes on hot dogs and threw them off the top.
Oh, they mean like airborne.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
I thought how they spelled airborne there, it seemed like airborne rangers. So I thought maybe some like rangers had formed their own meat processing facility. But no, they literally put parachutes on hot dogs and threw them at the crowd. And they have a video of them all like floating down slowly. It was pretty funny.
That's weird. I like it though.
McDonald's is getting rid of free drink refills.
What?
When's the last time anyone got a McDonald's free drink refill?
Wait, like if I'm in store, I can't go back up? No, that won't happen here. We'll rage. That's not for us.
You think
that doesn't? Nah. Wait, they gonna stop you?
I mean, that's a good point.
No. Every time I ask for a water, I'm getting Powerade. What do they go? Ooh.
I mean, they tell employees don't stop somebody if they're walking out with a $500 TV that they're not paying for.
Yeah, are you kidding me? This, I
And
mean,
you're expecting
now
a minimum wage guy to be like, "Hey, that's 25 cents."
it's free at the casino. You walk in, go get a pop, walk out, whatever. Boom,
Is there
bam.
McDonald's at the casino?
No, it's just pop at the casino.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, there's free pop out there, but
It can be had.
yeah, for sure.
Used to be free alcohol at those things.
Oh man, speaking of free alcohol, you got to be homeless apparently to get it now. Did you read about that?
What is it?
Some city they're giving away free booze to the homeless alcoholics. So
What?
yeah, I read that on Fox. I think if you go to Fox, it might be on the mass. One of the mass.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's hard to make up.
All right, hold on a second though.
It's like what one of those
Trying to prevent them from getting the DTs.
I'm not sure what that is.
You've never heard of the DT? Like
It's something with shakes or something.
Yeah,
probably,
yeah.
by
So
context
that
of
can
it.
actually kill people.
Well, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah,
So if
coming off
you're giving them,
alcohol
like-
is extremely dangerous.
You're giving them literally like a capful to.
I'm sure there's more to the story, but you have to be a subscriber on Fox
Okay.
now, so it's hard to do.
Yeah, what is that? That's
I-
annoying.
I don't-
News
I'm not-
Nation.
Not giving them my email.
I'm not doing that.
No, yeah.
Plus, it's kind of a lot of the articles are junk.
Yeah, I'm here for the thumbnail.
Right.
I'm scrolling.
I just want headline. And
I
maybe
need
the first
yeah,
sentence.
I need a story to kind of ping ideas off
That's
of
so
for
dumb.
this. And
Yep.
Why? Oh my goodness! Instead of giving people and then no tools to do something else, and they're just going to do it again, like get people into a rehab.
What city is it?
San Francisco figures
Oh,
$5 million program for homeless alcoholics to receive free alcohol. That's just
let them
so
work
dumb.
at Walgreens and they can steal the booze from there.
Side note: I really like being able to chew aggressively right next to the microphone.
Oh yeah. Go for it.
Like there's it, as like an addict, you are going to, like, if you need your drug of choice, you're going to get it.
Yeah.
You're going to find it. It doesn't matter how. You don't have to have any money. You don't need anything. You're going to find it. Your body relies on it to live and survive. You're going to do it. So to just give people for free is not the solution, because they're going to find a way to get it anyways. So how about we provide people with tools to actually take care of the problem?
Okay, but hold on. I'm not saying this is a good idea, but could it be that they're trying to cut down on that, like crime from people trying to steal and mug people for? I'm not saying it's good, but I'm like, could that be the
But
thought process behind it?
I mean, maybe.
Sure,
But you're
still
still
wrong.
You're still band-aiding a solution that needs surgery.
Just pointing out that could be a possible idea. All right. City of New Braunfels in Texas reassures tubers that there are no sharks in the Como County rivers.
That's right there in the picture.
Yeah, I know. And that's a great white coming up too. Last week, you weren't here. They caught a bull shark in the Guadalupe River down in Texas, pretty far away from the ocean too. So this is one of those rivers that they float all the time down there. And I did a float trip in Texas, and I'm lucky I wasn't grabbed by my butt and just pulled down by a shark, obviously.
I don't know what you're planning on doing next week, but remember, I'm not here. I am going shark hunting next week.
We got many compliments about how good last week's podcast was.
You mean
So-
fishing? We're going fishing?
No, actually, I don't know. I'm
No,
not
he's
sure I'll be
staying
able-
on the ground, or he's staying on the land. We've already talked about this.
We'll see.
Yeah, don't worry. Austin will be on vacation and constantly on alert to make sure. You don't understand how much it would damage me psychologically. Like, if anyone I know gets attacked by a shark, I'm probably not taking baths anymore. Like, that's out. Can't do that. Showers are questionable. There'll be a lot of sponge baths in my future to prevent that.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
Man fraudulently purchased $34,000 worth of meat.
fraudulently?
I-
How?
Did he write them a check? Who's taking a check for $34,000 of meat? So this is from a Luzerne County. It's the Hazel Township, and I'm pretty sure it's in Pennsylvania. But on January 13th, troopers were called to Hazel Meats in Hazel Township for reports of possible theft by deception. Through further investigation, police said an unknown man...
Hey, look over there.
Right?
And then runs out.
And then writes them a check. Police said an unknown man who identified himself as George Burgos made a fraudulent purchase of meat worth $34,195. Can you imagine being whoever just like okayed that? If there's a cashier or whatever, like, oh, sorry guys, just lost you $35,000. Insane.
So
That's nuts.
do you remember, the old Superman? Like, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's like, what the hell?
I'm not that old, Patrick.
But you remember that?
I know what you're talking about.
It's a bird. What the hell was that first guy so excited about?
I've never seen one before.
It's a bird. Yeah. What?
So I was thrilled and
bird?
shocked. Images raise hope of return of wild jaguars to the U.S. There's long been one that they've known as El Jefe out in Arizona, but they're now seeing more of them come through on trail cams. And part of this could just be that everybody and their mother has a trail cam out now. So they could have been coming through for a long time. One in the article, it says, yep, numerous obstacles remain to reestablishing a jaguar population in the U.S. The wide-ranging cat faces growing climate extremes, habitat loss, and the continued impact of the Trump administration's borders wall. So just another reason to build that wall. Keep those things out. Those are not to be messed with.
Hey, if we're letting wolves in and we're repopulating them, let's do jaguars because they look cooler.
I do not see... These are the ones that kill crocodiles. That dive in and...
I bet they taste good. Mountain lions,
I bet you
delicious.
I bet you they're amazing.
Dude, if they were populated enough, we could hunt them, or people just don't want them, but they're coming and they're a problem. Now we need to hunt them.
I'm not at... It's coming right for me. Right?
Yeah.
It's coming right for me. I'm not at the level, even close to, of ready to hunt something that hunts me back. Like, that is years down the line at this point. All right, and then the last thing I have today is the stupidest article listing of all time. It's from Gizmodo, so I shouldn't even be surprised by this. It is the 15 top-ranked sharks, and the great white is 13 out of 15.
What?
What an idiot list. Or 12. I'm an idiot too, obviously. Its name is even great. Like, it has great in the name. It's the best shark. That is absolutely ridiculous and made me extremely mad.
Well, what was its reasoning? What else is above it?
You wouldn't even know most of the sharks. Hammerhead. I don't even think this thing had bull shark. The number one shark was some stupid shark that doesn't even look like a shark. And the reasoning that number 12 was like, we would be responsible for doing the same thing that, led to them being endangered by people fishing and hunting for them just because they're dangerous. It's like, yeah, that's what makes it the best. Like, what are you not seeing here?
Why didn't we blind rank shark types? That would have been great.
I'd always be down for that.
I would so do that in like a false sense just to make you mad. I'd rank great whites.
We
can't.
We can't do that. We can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Thanks for checking out the Meatgistics podcast. To shop everything but the meat, head on over to waltons.com. To get your meat processing questions answered by experts and enthusiasts alike, head on over to our online community at meatgistics.com. Waltons, everything but the meat.